Hi, in this clip, we're talking about equipment and having the right equipment to suit the job. So, one of the things I realized early on in my trading career was you don't need a load of different screens. A lot of traders that start to want to learn how to trade the currency markets or the equities markets, they go out and buy loads of screens before actually learning how to do it because they think they've got to have the right equipment. And you don't really need a whole host of screens. You can just trade on one laptop. When it comes to golf, obviously equipment is important. You need to have the right clubs. You need to have the right ball type for your game. Obviously, there are lots of different things with regards to golf balls. So what I realized in the early days was I was going to lose a lot of golf balls because my game wasn't slick. My game was erratic. So in the early days, I just looked at lake balls, which you can buy in a pro shop or you can buy in a retail outlet or online, and they cost you about 20 pence, 30 pence each. Premium golf balls can cost you anything from £3, £4 upwards. You know, Titleist golf balls, Pro V1s, £45 a dozen. So the whole thing is geared around different levels of the game. As a trader, we just use a simple laptop and the charting platform you use. As a golfer, the balls we use really have to reflect your experience and your game style and your game ability. Looking at golf clubs, there's a whole minefield of golf clubs out there. There's stiff shafts, stainless steel shafts, graphite shafts, flexible, quite stiff flexible, regular flex, senior flex. And these are all the shaft flexibilities so that when you swing through the club and through the ball, you feel that the speed through the ball is suitable for the swing you have. So the best advice we can have regarding like the shafts and the clubs, cavity clubs, blades where there's no weight behind the club, it's just a simple blade. All these different clubs that are out there, it's a bit of a minefield. So the best advice I can give you is consult a professional with regards to the equipment that you use. In the early days, I used Callaway irons. I used some Callaway XR irons, and they were forgiving clubs for high handicappers. They're not the clubs I use now. I've come back to a completely different set now, completely different shaft. But over the next few videos, I'm going to show you as your game improves, the clubs that you use will change and how I decided how to adapt my bag. I've got clubs in my bag now that I never had a few years ago. I just used to have a pitching wedge and a sand wedge, a P and an S. Now I've got numbers on my wedges because the game improves. As your ability improves, the clubs and the equipment that you use for the job in hand will change too. So equipment is important, and I will cover equipment off in detail when we talk about shots around the green, when we talk about bunker shots, when we talk about how to get out of rough and what I've found over the years how to improve. But equipment is so important. So whether you're a golfer that's coming down to sort of high 20s, mid 20s, low 20s, teens, make sure you've got the right equipment to suit your game ability. I see so many people, higher handicaps, trying to play blades and getting frustrated because blades makes your game better. It doesn't. I found that. I used blades, couldn't get on with them. I use the clubs that reflect my ability, and then your ability gets better. So use the correct tools for the job, use the correct equipment for the job. And I found consulting with a professional really advised me. And as a professional trader, I get people consult me about equipment they should use. And I just say to basic laptop charting software, done. So consult a professional, let them advise you on what equipment you should have in your golf bag and what balls work for you. And if you're uncertain about balls, get over to your range. Use a top tracer, get some flight. But usually the higher handicappers, a nice soft ball is much more forgiving than one of those hard spinning balls. I can't use Titleist Pro Vs. Just cannot use them. Don't use them, ever use them. I like a nice soft ball that gives me a good feel around the green. Make sure you use the right ball and the right equipment and the right clubs to suit your ability. And as your ability changes, make sure you're mindful of that. It's really helped me with my handicap as it's come down.